Hello students, I'm your science teacher and today I'm going to start the new chapter, that is chapter 16, Water, a Natural Resource. So students, as we all know that water is a prime natural resource, a basic need and a precious national asset for all. Okay, and student, it is essential for existence of life. And as we all know student that 22nd March is celebrated as World Water Day, right? And student, this day makes us understand the importance of conserving water, right? So firstly we'll talk about natural resources. So students, if you talk about natural resources, so student, all the materials we get from the nature, so that is called what? Natural resources. Okay, and student, this natural resources, it being classified into two categories, that is renewable and non-renewable resources. So firstly we'll talk about renewable resources. So student, renewable resources are those which never get completed up. Okay, and they get replenished within a short span of time. For example, student, oxygen, right? Sunlight, water. So these are examples of what? Renewable resources. Okay, and here you can see some images. Now we'll talk about non-renewable resources. So student, these are resources which run out after continuous use and do not get replenished in a long time. For example, student, forest, fossil fuels, minerals. So student, if you talk about fossil fuels, see, as you know that fossil fuels took millions of years to form, right? And as we are using them continuously, so they will soon get used up completely, and we are not likely to get them again till millions of years, right? So this are what examples of what? Non-renewable resources. Here you can see some images of non-renewable resources. Now we'll talk about our next topic, that water, a renewable resource. Okay, so about 71% of Earth's surface is covered with water. Almost all the water on Earth is contained in the seas and oceans, rivers, lakes, ice caps as groundwater in the atmosphere. See students, if we talk about water, see, water is available in plenty on the Earth, right? And water covers 71% of Earth's surface. But student, unfortunately 97.4% of total water present on the Earth is found in ocean, right? So which cannot be utilized, being its salty nature, right? And the rest, student, 2.6% is found in the freshwater resources as rivers, lakes, streams, ponds and ice caps. Okay, and there is scarcity of usable water in large parts of the world. Okay, like the amount of water recommended by United Nations for drinking, cooking, washing and for maintaining proper hygiene is minimum of 50 liters per person per day. Okay, so students, you can see that a lot of water goes waste. So to prevent it, student, we should save water, right? Here you can see, student, the distribution of the world's water. Okay, yeah, you can see here the fresh water that is present, that is 3%, right? Now we'll talk about the properties of water. See students, as we know that matter exists in three states, that is solid, liquid and gas, right? So student, in nature this water exists in the two forms, that free and combined form. Okay, so the water present in free state form exists in three states, that is solid, liquid and gas. So student, if we talk about solid, so student, water at 0 degrees Celsius, so and below this temperature, student, occurs in solid state. Okay, that in nature water occurs in solid states in glaciers, icebergs and hails. Now, if we talk about liquid, so student, water at 0 degree and 100 degrees Celsius exist in the liquid state. Like if we talk about liquid water is present in oceans, lakes, rivers, and even underground, right? Now, if you talk about gaseous state, so student, water at 100 degrees Celsius and above this temperature, so exist in gaseous form called steam. Okay, and student, this Earth's atmosphere contains a large amount of water vapor. Okay, and all the three states of water can be changed into each other by changing temperature. The water, the interchangeability of these states of water, strength, like we can see that ice changes into water, then water changes into steam, then when we cool the steam, then it forms water, then if we cool water again, then it forms ice, right? So this is what the student, the interconversion of different states of matter takes place in a cyclic form. So this cycle, student, is called what? Water cycle. Okay, and student, this water cycle can be defined as the continuous circulation of water in nature, right? And student, if we talk about the importance of water cycle, so we can say that, student, this water cycle makes water available in various forms on the earth, and it helps in regulating weather on the earth, right? Now we'll talk about uses of water. So students, if we talk about uses of water, then see, we need water for everything we do, right? So here you can see some of the uses, like for living organism. See, as we know that all living organisms, they need what? Water to survive, right? Like if we talk about in humans only, students, so about our body is made up of water is about 70% of the body is water, right? If we talk about for domestic purposes, see student, water is needed by the doing household works like cooking and washing and cleaning. So we need water. Okay. And if we talk about for farming, so student, these farmers also need large amount of water for growing crops, right? Plants need this water to do photosynthesis and growing. Okay. And now if we talk about for industries, so student, water is used in all industry and it is used for various purposes. Okay. Now for electricity, so student, hydroelectricity is the main source of electricity in most part of the world, right? Now the next topic, that is availability of water. See students, if we talk about availability of water, see, water for all purposes is obtained from different sources. Okay. So if we talk about different sources, so student, we can say that if we talk about rain, see student, this rain is the main source of water for our earth. Okay. And in India, student, most of the water needed for farming comes from rain. So we can say that, student, we get water from rain. Now next is rivers and lakes. See student, most of the water for domestic use that comes from what, where? Rivers and lakes, right? As we know that, student, that in some areas of India, the rainwater is also used for irrigation. Okay. Now if we talk about sea, so student, as we know that ocean water is salty and it cannot be used for domestic or industrial uses. Okay. However, in some countries, student, the desalination of seawater is done to produce water for drinking and domestic use. Now if you talk about groundwater, see student, the groundwater, if you talk about, so it is simply water lying under the ground where the soil is completely saturated with water. Okay. Now if we dig a hole in the ground near a water body, then we can find moist soil. Okay. And student, moisture in the soil indicates the presence of underground water, right? So the more we dig deeper, student, and deeper, then the layer is found where the space between particles of soil and gaps between rocks are filled with water. And student, the upper level of groundwater is called what? Water table, right? And the water table, student, varies from place to place. Okay. And sometimes, student, the groundwater can store between the layers of hard rock below the water table, and this is called what? Aquifer, right? And student, this water is aquifers can usually pumped out by using tube wells or hand pumps, right? So as we know, student, that groundwater, so it is used by people where government supplies is scarce or not available. Okay. Like you must have seen in rural areas that groundwater is extracted by digging wells or tube wells. Okay. So student, in India, the availability of water varies from place to place, right? And student, this India has a network of rivers which supply water. Like if we talk about few main rivers in India, that is Brahmaputra, Ganga, Yamuna, Narmada and Tapti, right? So that's all for today's friends. I hope you all have understood. Now the next topic we are going to discuss in our next video part. Thank you.